The Seahawks offense just got that much more dangerous. Let's talk about it. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera from the Pro Football Insiders. News came down just a moment ago. The Seattle Seahawks have acquired Saints wide receiver Rashid Shaheed in exchange for 4th and 5th round picks in 2026. This is a great move for the Seahawks offense, which, for the record, was already really good. The Seahawks are averaging an explosive pass 21% of the time this season. That is not only the best in the NFL, it's the best in the NFL since the greatest show on turf, Rams, in 2001. But here's the thing. If you dig into the Seahawks offense a little deeper, you'll see most of those plays are coming to one guy, Jackson Smith-Njigba. He has almost 40% of all targets for the Seahawks. He's got more than twice as many as the next closest person. Not saying the Seahawks offense was stagnant by any stretch of the imagination, but whenever you're relying that much on one person, that can always be a little scary. I think Seattle recognized that. That's why they go out and make this move. Now, of course, you've got JSN. You've got Rashid Shaheed in the mix now. Cooper Kupp can become your 3rd or maybe your 4th wide receiver, as Tory Horton is there as well in Seattle. So it is very, very impressive what the Seahawks are building. They are becoming sort of a track team in Seattle. We are going to run out a bunch of fast guys. We're going to have Sam Darnold ripping the ball all over the place, and you're not going to be able to cover anybody, especially in the AFC. Tory Horton actually leads the Seahawks in receiving touchdowns. So he's really starting to emerge there. You've got him, JSN, now Rashid Shaheed. That is really a scary, scary offense. And look, Seattle has to do something, right? Because you're trying to hold off the Rams in the NFC West and the 49ers too, at least right now. The 49ers may drop off, but right now, San Francisco is right there. You needed to do something to bolster your team if you're Seattle. I think you could tell they're sort of comfortable with their defense. They felt like they needed to add a piece on the offensive side, and they have absolutely done that. And don't forget, the Seahawks have not played the Rams at all this year yet. So those two matchups are going to be absolutely massive. So I think part of this was gearing up for those games as well. Seattle is going for it, and they absolutely should. You've got a quarterback that's playing really well right now. Your defense is smothering people. This is an NFC, let's face it, that doesn't have a dominant team. You're as good as anybody in the NFC for sure. This is Seattle trying to maybe add the final piece. Yeah, 4th round and a 5th round pick in one draft's a little steep, but I think well worth it. We'll see if Shaheed ends up staying in Seattle beyond this season, because remember, his contract expires after the year, so we'll see. But I'm sure the Seahawks are thinking, hey, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. For right now, they are a better team than they were 24 hours ago. That's all you can ask for. And for the Saints, look, nothing's going right. You got to rebuild this thing from the ground up. Shaheed is 27 years old, not old by any stretch of the imagination, but your team is probably not going to be in a place where they're going to contend for wins by the time he's, still on the early part of his career. So it made sense to make the move. They've got a lot of work to do in New Orleans. You add some draft picks. Who knows what you can make out of them in the future. So understandable from the Saints' perspective, but a big win. If you are a Seahawks fan, you should be nothing but happy today.